A hot mic moment involving Aja Wilson has sparked plenty of discussion after many viewers claimed her comments revealed more than expected. Some believe the clip suggests the physical play against Caitlin Clark was intentional rather than simply part of normal competition. Once the footage began circulating, fans started revisiting several hard fouls and physical plays that had previously been dismissed as tough defense. The debate has now shifted from individual incidents to questions about the overall approach taken against Clark on the court. In this video, we'll examine the clip, review the key moments, and look at why Wilson's interactions with Clark have generated so much attention. Be sure to share your opinion in the comments about what you think is really happening.
It happens all the time in the men's game.
Right.
It happens still a lot in your guys' game, but it was made such a big deal on that stage. What was your guys' take as pros?
I was laughing.
Every day.
Honestly.
It's a part of the
Shit
game.
happen every day, B.
I was like, if we're overreacting at this, good lord.
Crazy.
Where's our game
We
going?
say worse things to white boys playing basketball when we play.
100%.
Particularly.
Many fans believe this rivalry began long before Caitlin Clark entered the WNBA. Even before she was drafted by the Indiana Fever, discussions involving Aja Wilson and Clark were already drawing attention. While Clark was starring at Iowa and putting together one of the most impressive college careers in recent memory, Wilson often pointed out that Clark had not won a national championship. Although those comments were presented as basketball analysis, many people felt they questioned Clark's accomplishments despite her outstanding performances and record-breaking success on the court. As a result, what seemed like a discussion about championships was viewed by some fans as criticism of Clark's overall legacy.
Caitlin Clark, I'm sure you saw, just became the all-time scoring leader of women's college basketball. I'm curious, where would you rank her amongst all-time college players, in your opinion?
Ooh, that's tough because you got to win one. I feel like that college is one of those spaces where you got to win one for them to even have your name in the conversation. And it took me 3 years to win mine, so it's hard.
As Caitlin Clark's college career reached new heights, her impact extended far beyond the basketball court. She broke long-standing records, attracted massive television audiences, and drew many new fans to women's basketball. Her games regularly filled arenas and generated interest that reached well beyond the sport's traditional audience. At the same time, Aja Wilson's championship success at South Carolina remained an important part of her career. But much of the public attention had shifted toward Clark's record-breaking performances. Many noticed that Wilson continued to emphasize championships whenever Clark's success was discussed, leading some fans to believe she was downplaying Clark's influence on the game. The conversation became even more controversial after comments attributed to Wilson during the Final Four about Clark's popularity and privilege sparked widespread debate across the basketball community.
Us as black women, Paige reminds me a lot of you. Like, you say it's not really about me. And she knows how her privilege has gotten her to that point. And also, like, she's good at basketball, but like, she understands her privilege and like, what pushes her over the top in a sense. It reminds me a lot of you. And I mean, that's a compliment.
This isn't surprising, since she already said Caitlin Clark was only popular because she's white. First of all, why are you immediately looking at someone based on their race or level of privilege? Why not look at someone's skill set or their character?
Not many fans strongly disagreed with the idea that Caitlin Clark's popularity came from anything other than her performance on the court. They pointed to her deep shooting range, exceptional passing, and ability to control games as the real reasons behind the attention she received. The comments quickly became controversial, and several players and analysts emphasized that Clark had earned the recognition through her play. Even those who competed against her acknowledged the impact she had on the game. Throughout her college career, Clark consistently produced outstanding numbers, led one of the nation's most explosive offenses, and showcased a unique combination of scoring and playmaking. Her ability to create opportunities for teammates and elevate the team's overall performance was reflected in both the statistics and the success of the players around her, which is why many believed her popularity was driven by her talent and achievements rather than anything else. Many supporters argued that Caitlin Clark's success was based on her performance and the impact she had on the game, not any outside advantage. However, the championship debate continued to be brought up repeatedly, creating the impression among some fans that Clark's accomplishments were being minimized. As Clark moved from college basketball into the professional league, the attention around her grew even bigger. Her popularity, business opportunities, and influence reached a new level, especially after she signed a historic endorsement deal with Nike that reportedly included a signature shoe and a major long-term partnership. The deal placed her among the most marketable players in women's basketball history. Instead of simply celebrating the growth and attention coming to the sport, some fans felt Wilson's comments about Clark's success sounded more like criticism than support, adding more fuel to the ongoing debate between their fan bases.
I kept thinking the best player in the league should have her own shoe, not just about shoes.
You think?
Yes. Right? I want to get your thoughts on that. Because
You don't need my thoughts. You already know my thoughts.
But that's how young kids, when you're a fan of LeBron, you're a fan of Asia. I'd love to get your thoughts on that.
She needs her own shoe. Let me answer that. She is the two-time MVP. I'll toot her horn because she won't. Olympic gold medalist, best defensive player, 2 years running. Her team, stop.
Some fans felt that Aja Wilson's reaction to Caitlin Clark's growing popularity came across as frustration rather than support. While Wilson suggested that she had been overlooked, reports indicated that she already had her own major Nike partnership developing. Because of that, critics argued that the issue was not about missing opportunities, but about the attention shifting toward Clark during her breakout rookie season. Instead of focusing only on the positive growth happening around the league, some believed Wilson continued making comments about Clark through interviews and podcasts that felt like repeated criticism. The debate grew even more after Clark received the Time Athlete of the Year award following a historic season where she set records, increased viewership, and helped bring larger crowds to women's basketball. Wilson's comments about the award created another major discussion, with some people feeling she was questioning whether the recognition came from Clark's on-court achievements rather than acknowledging the impact of her performance.
Aja Wilson is her name. Quote, "It doesn't matter what we all do as black women, we're still going to be swept underneath the rug. That's why it boils my blood when people say it's not about race, because it is."
Many fans argued that Caitlin Clark's recognition was impossible to ignore because it came after a season filled with historic achievements. She set new records, helped bring major attention to the WNBA, and played a major role in increasing attendance and interest around the league. Critics felt that dismissing those accomplishments took away from the hard work and results that earned her the spotlight. As Clark continued to gain more opportunities through sponsorships, business partnerships, and appearances beyond basketball, some believed those achievements were also questioned instead of celebrated. Supporters pointed out that Clark often stayed focused on her team, giving credit to her teammates and avoiding unnecessary controversy. Meanwhile, they felt Wilson's public comments frequently focused on comparisons and frustrations, rather than celebrating the overall growth of women's basketball.
All NBA players go harder on white boys on the court. That's just how it's always. Even Larry Bird. Larry Bird got guarded by a white guy. He was like, "Y'all don't have any brothers?"
Yeah.
That's what Larry Bird said.
He felt disrespected.
Yeah, he felt disrespected.
I feel like that's like the unwritten Hooper rules.
And that's sponsors pay close attention to how athletes are viewed by the public, and many companies look for personalities that connect positively with fans. Caitlin Clark was building a strong public image by focusing on her performance, her teammates, and the growth of the sport. At the same time, some critics felt that Aja Wilson's repeated comments and public disagreements created a different kind of attention around her. They argued that the same pattern of criticism and frustration seen in previous interviews was also connected to the conversation surrounding the hot mic moment that later gained attention. In that clip, Wilson was speaking during a casual podcast setting where the atmosphere was relaxed and informal. It was not a press conference or a planned media appearance, but rather a conversation where people often speak more naturally because they feel comfortable and less aware of how their words may be interpreted by a larger audience.
It happens all the time in the men's game.
Right.
It happens still a lot in your guys' game, but it was made such a big deal on that stage. What was your guys' take as pros?
I was laughing.
Every day.
It's a part of the game.
Shit happen every day.
I was like, if we're overreacting at this, good lord.
Crazy.
Where's our game
We
going?
say worse things to white boys playing basketball when we play.
100%.
Conversation around the hot mic moment became even more intense after comments about how teams approached defending Caitlin Clark gained attention. Some fans interpreted the remarks as suggesting that the physical approach against Clark was more than just normal game strategy. Instead of being viewed as simple competition or standard defensive pressure, many believed the comments pointed toward a more intentional focus on challenging Clark physically. Trash talk and competitive energy are common in sports, but this situation created a much bigger debate because some fans connected it to previous moments involving hard fouls, physical contact, and aggressive defensive plays against Clark. While some viewed those incidents as normal basketball, others believed they showed a pattern of extra attention directed toward her on the court.
Caitlin Clark at number 6. So there you have it. She finished number 6. There is not another women's basketball player on this list. So when y'all try to have these nonsense conversations about who's the face of women's basketball, I mean, come on. It's not rocket science. This is not hard to figure out. Caitlin Clark is the face of female of the WNBA clearly, but Caitlin Clark's damn near the face of basketball, period, male and female.
At first glance, the hot mic moment created a major reaction because many people did not expect to hear a top-level player appear to describe a targeted approach toward another star in that way. As a leader in the league, expectations are high for how players handle public comments, especially when discussing opponents. In a formal interview, statements are often carefully explained and shaped by media teams, but an open microphone can capture a more natural conversation without that filter. For many fans, this moment became part of a larger debate because they connected it with previous discussions involving championship comparisons, comments about Clark's popularity, and disagreements over her growing success. Supporters who already believed there was a pattern saw the clip as another example, while others viewed it as part of the normal intensity and rivalry that exists in professional sports.
Here it says, in Sportico's year-end list of highest paid female athletes of 2025, Clark ranks 6th overall, earning a combined $16.1 million in 2025 from salary, winnings, and endorsements. It represents a $5 million increase from 2024 when she placed number 10 with 11.1. So we up 5 M's in an injury-riddled season. This is legit, man. Am I surprised? No. I mean, it's the GOAT. It's the GOAT. I'm not surprised at all.
After the clip gained attention, many players, fans, and analysts quickly shared their reactions. Some believed the comments were more than just a joke or a simple mistake, viewing them as a serious statement that revealed how certain situations were being handled. League observers pointed out that words spoken in an unscripted moment can create a very different impact because they are not carefully prepared or edited. For those who already felt there was a pattern in the way Caitlin Clark was defended, the clip felt like confirmation of what they had been noticing. The debate shifted from speculation about whether Clark was being treated differently to a larger discussion about competition, physical play, and how rivalries are managed in professional basketball. As the conversation continued online, attention also turned toward how major brands and sponsors would respond to the situation.
Had the reaction at the time, the delayed not denied post from Asia Wilson, and then Asia's shoe comes out and so on and so forth, and that was a big rollout, and there was speculation that Nike was worried about stepping on toes or offending anybody by launching CC shoe ahead of everybody else, even though she got the big deal and is the most popular and all that, but it's coming.
Because according to the discussion, Caitlin Clark ranked 6th on Sportico's list of the highest paid female athletes in 2025, with estimated earnings of $16.1 million from salary, winnings, and endorsements. That was a major jump from the previous year, when she ranked 10th with $11.1 million, representing a $5 million increase despite dealing with injuries during the season. Many people were not surprised by the growth, believing Clark's popularity and marketability continue to reach new levels. The conversation also compared the demand surrounding Clark's upcoming shoe release with the performance of other signature shoes in the market. While some products struggled to create the same excitement, fans were already showing strong interest and anticipation for Clark's footwear launch before it even arrived. Nike has been putting significant attention behind Caitlin Clark's upcoming signature shoe, creating a major marketing campaign across social media, advertisements, and promotional content. The company has built anticipation through training videos, early previews, and strategic promotion designed to generate excitement before the official release. Clark's visibility has also expanded beyond basketball, with Nike positioning her as a recognizable athlete across different sports and audiences. This type of branding strategy is usually reserved for athletes who have the potential to connect with a much larger market. Compared to that, some reports suggest Aja Wilson's signature shoe received a smaller promotional push, with a quieter launch and less overall attention. The difference in marketing approach has fueled more discussion about the contrasting levels of public interest and brand investment surrounding the two athletes.
Coming. And I think what it really means is, number one, Nike is going all in on Caitlin Clark after a while, after a little bit of a dormant period. Number two, 2026 is going to be just absolutely massive for her from a marketing standpoint because of that injury. And, because there's going to be such a thirst and hunger to see her play.
So the discussion around Nike's strategy suggests that the company is making a major commitment to Caitlin Clark after a period where her brand presence had been quieter. Many believe 2026 could become a huge year for Clark from a marketing perspective, especially because her injury kept her away from the court and increased anticipation among fans eager to see her return. Her comeback could create even more attention and excitement around her career. The bigger question now is whether these moves are based purely on basketball performance and market value, or whether companies are also considering how an athlete's public image and reputation affect their brand. Nike and other major companies make business decisions based on attention, public connection, and long-term brand value. Sponsors usually want to be associated with athletes who create excitement and positive engagement with fans. Because of that, public controversies can impact how brands view an athlete's marketability. At the same time, Caitlin Clark's growing popularity has helped bring more attention to the Indiana Fever, increasing visibility for teammates like Kelsey Mitchell and the entire organization. When a company invests heavily in a star athlete, that attention often benefits everyone connected to that athlete. The strong anticipation surrounding Clark's signature shoe has created major excitement among fans, while comparisons with other signature releases have sparked discussions about differences in demand, marketing, and overall public interest.
I mean, it's one of them ones that's going to set the market on fire and really help Nike's stock, I believe. And whatever the reason for the delay, some of it could just be the production and how long it takes to put all these things together, put a plan like this in place, put a rollout in place.
So the podcast discussion brought even more attention to questions about how Aja Wilson handles the rivalry away from the court. Some fans believe the public reaction and business side of the sport have already shown where the biggest support is going, pointing to Caitlin Clark's growing popularity, sponsor interest, and fan demand. The debate has moved beyond simple basketball arguments, with many people focusing on the comments made in the clip and what they believe those words reveal. Supporters of Clark argue that the physical play, public criticism, and repeated comparisons have not changed her rise or the excitement surrounding her career. Despite all the controversy, Clark continues to attract attention from fans, brands, and the wider basketball community. Caitlin Clark continued to improve on the court while her popularity and brand grew at the same time. The attention around her kept increasing, and every controversy only added more discussion around her journey. With players like Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Sophie Cunningham, and Lexi Hull alongside her, the Indiana Fever are building a team focused on competing at a high level. Clark's growing influence has brought more attention to the franchise through rising jersey sales, bigger crowds, and increased interest in her teammates. While debates and opinions continue around the league, Clark's performance and impact remain the biggest part of the conversation. Share your thoughts in the comments about why you think this rivalry has become so intense. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more WNBA stories and updates, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest content.